Okay, I want to show you a couple of the advantages of using local variables instead of global variables. Look at this program here. It calculates the sum of 1 to 5. So let me change it again. I'll calculate the sum of 1 to 6. It's 21. This way of doing it uses two global variables. I just want to show you what would happen if I forgot to do this initialization of the global, which is an honest mistake. I'm getting n from the input text box. I could very well, and I've done it myself, forget to initialize sum every time I do this. So now look what happens if I calculate do sum. The sum of 1 to 6 is 42. That's a mistake. This kind of bug goes away when you don't use global variables. I'm going to show you how to do this problem just using local variables. So I'm going to take all this out of here, and I'm going to grab this initialize local scope block, and I can initialize n here to the input text box. I can also add another variable here, my sum. I can initialize it to 0. So every time the button clicks, I'm reinitializing these things. So I get rid of these globals altogether, and now this is what my function looks like. So instead of this, I'm going to use the local sum. I'm going to use this number. I'm going from 1 to n. I'm using the local n. Instead of the global n, I'm going to use the local n. I'm going to use the local sum. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. Now when I do this calculation from 1 to 6, it's going to get it right every time. And the reason is I'm forced to initialize the sum here. So unless you have a really good reason for using a global, like maybe you need to share data among many different button click events or procedures, you really shouldn't use them. Use local variables. They limit the scope of the variable to just that local context, causing many fewer bugs and side effects. And you can use this local scope block with any event handler or procedure, and you can use this one with any function.